Welcome to the course on R programming. In previous lectures, you have learned that how to load the data from external environment and how to do the operations and how to save the data onto the hard disk and working with the different data structures such as vectors, lists, data frames. Now, in this session, you are going to learn how to apply these things on a task. Here, our task is that we have to create a deck of cards, and from the deck of cards, we have to pick one card. What is this deck of cards? Deck of cards is nothing but our 52 playing cards. How to create these 52 playing cards in this R environment, and by using a function how to pick one particular card. And we wanted to ensure that whenever we pick, we wanted to get a new card every time. That is, the cards must be shuffled. I would like to repeat again the task. We have to create a 52 playing cards, and when we wanted to pick one card, every time the cards must be shuffled. So this is our task. We will see that how we can achieve this task. Let's understand our task in detail. So deck of cards contains 52 cards. The number is, and these 52 cards are categorized into 4 suits. Those are the clubs, diamonds, spades and hearts. Clubs, diamonds, spades and hearts. These are going to be 4 categories, and each and every category is going to contain 13 faces. And as we know, the faces are named as A, K, Q, J and 2 to 10. And in sometimes this A is considered as a value 1, and sometimes it's considered as 14. This depending on the game. And we know we have the values. Of course, 2 to 10 we are going to have the same values, but this J is going to have a value 11, and this is 12, and this is 13. So we have to create a file with column names as suits and faces and as well as the values. So these are the ranks we are going to give: 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and Ace, King, Queen, Jack. As I told you, we are going to give the ranks as 11, 12, 13 and 14. So we have to create a file with column names, suit, face and value. Suits we have 4 suits, and faces we have 13 faces, and values also we have 13 values. Most of the cases these faces and values are going to be similar up to 2 to 10. Only for this A, K, Q and J, for these 4 records, the values are going to be changed. The faces are going to be letters and values are going to be 11, 12, 13 and 14. So we wanted to create a file such a way that here we are going to have a suit names, and we want to have the face and value. Like this, I wanted to create the 52 records, 52 cards or 52 records. So this is how we are going to create in CSV file. What we have done, we have opened an Excel sheet and we have typed all the values. These are my 13 faces: king, queen, jack, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, yes. So like this we have added the values. Okay. Of course up to here. Okay. So these are the value column and this is the suit. So these 13 values from 2 to 14, 13 values are present in one suit called the spades. The same way, next 13 values are in clubs and another 13 in diamonds. Like this way, we are going to repeat these 4 suits and ultimately we are going to get this 52 cards. 5. So this is going to be our deck of cards, but this data is available in a file. This we wanted to load it into our environment because our aim is that we wanted to shuffle these values, and when we wanted to pick one file, how to pick one record, this we have to learn, and when we pick that record, every time it should return a new record. We'll see that how we are going to achieve all these things. So finally you save this file with the extension .csv. Now we have to load this file into our environment, and in last sessions we have learned that how to load this data. To load this data we have a function called the read.csv, and the file is loaded in this file path, and we have mentioned the full path and we have stored, and that stored one is named as cards. This cards is our data frame. Cards is our data frame. So this data, we are going to work with this data frame. So first we wanted to check the structure of this data frame. So the structure shows us that total 52 objects are available and 3 variables are there. And if you observe, the values are stored in the form of factors, the string values, the face and the suit. And it's clearly showing that what are the values repeating, how many values are repeated, the levels. It is showing that 13 levels we have in suit. Thirteen levels we have. So we have the unique names are 13 only. The ace, 8, 9, 10, king, jack, queen, like this we have 13 names we have, and the 13 are repeated another 3 times. So because of that it is showing that 13 is the factor. And if you check this suit, we have 4 suits only. Okay, the 4 suits are clubs, diamonds, and hearts, spades. These 4 are repeated many times. So that's why, so the factors it is showing that 4 levels we are having. And if you observe the values, values are stored in integer format. So that is why it is not showing it as in the form of factor. So here the values are given. So with the help of this structure function, we can able to see what is the structure of the entire file or entire data frame. Now with the help of this head function, we can able to see what are the first 6 records. Now how to access the data from this data frame? We know that the cards is the data frame, and as we have learned in second unit in the topic how to access the data. So data frame is accessed in 2-dimensional one, So to mention that, we are going to use the brackets in this manner, and we are going to have a comma. Before this comma, we are going to give the row values, and after this comma, we are going to give column values. And these values we can give in the form of a range also. Here, if you observe, we have given before the comma 25:33. In the sense, you start from the 25th row, okay, and go on up to 33 row. 25th to 33 records you have to select. We are instructing the R. And whatever the columns, we have mentioned it as empty. Empty means you have to select all the columns. So obviously the output you are going to see is that 25 to 33 rows with 3 columns, that is face and suit and value. You will see what is the output. This is the output we are going to get. So row number 25th to 33 and face, suit, value, all columns we got. Now this is the another way of accessing. Here we are mentioning the first row and first column. So first row, first column, what is the value we have? Our first column is face, and in first row we have king. So because of that, the output we got is king, only one value. In the sense, in first column, first row we got. Now here our task, when we come to our task is that we have to select one particular row. Of course, randomly we wanted to select one card. Till now we got 52 cards, and these 52 cards we have loaded into our environment in the form of a data frame, and now we wanted to access one record. How we can access? With the help of this indexing we can able to select, but when we select a particular index, always that index value is going to be same, it is not modified. Why? Because at the first row we are having assume that king. Every time when you give the index value 1 comma, that it is going to return us every time the same card, that is the king with some value 13. Okay. But that is not we are expecting. We are expecting that every time when you pick one record, the card has to be, or the record has to be changed. So there is no fun without shuffling. And you might have known this one. While you are playing, before starting the game, we will ensure that thoroughly shuffle the cards. Why? Because the same set of cards should not repeat to the people. Every time the people should get the different set of cards. Because of that, we are going to shuffle the records. But here what happened? We have loaded our data structure, and that data structure is in a fixed type, and when we are accessing that one, every time we are getting the same set of values. That's not our intention. So now the question is how to change this order every time. So shuffling means nothing but changing the order or rearranging the values or randomly accessing the values. So here every programming language has a function, generally has is random function. This random function will generate the random values. The same way R is also having a function called the sample. This sample function is going to generate a random set of values. And we'll see that how this sample function is used to shuffle this deck of cards. So here is a sample function. So this sample function samples the values out of population. There the population and sample, two words are taken from the sample and population taken from the sample and population taken from the population. Sample and population, two words are taken from the probability and distribution topic. That subject talks about population in the sense a full set of values, and sample in the sense out of that set we wanted to pick few values. So here our sample function contains, this is the its syntax. If we see, this x is how many values you wanted to sample, and the size is nothing but the population. So from this population, I wanted to pick some set of values, and those values randomly I wanted to pick. The sample function is going to pick the values randomly. And here another argument we are giving is replace. So second time when you call this sample function, you wanted to put previously picked values into the box or not. I'll explain you with an example. Assume that we have taken a box and here we are having some balls. And we are asking the sample function to pick some balls. Assume 3 balls. So it has picked 3 balls. And second time when you wanted to call the sample function, whether you want to put this 3 into this box again or not. This is the point. So if replace equal to true in the sense, every time the set or the population is going to be same, all values. And if you say that one replace equal to false, every time it is going to pick the new values and it's not going to replace. In the sense, these 3 values are not going to put again into this one. It's going to pick another 3 values. And so after so many repetitions, this box is going to be empty one. This is about this replace. And here this probability. With which probability you wanted to access these values, you can mention here. Okay. Suppose if you want to access some particular ball with some extra probability, you can mention, or you can put it as null. If you put as null, all are given the same probability. So our idea is that we wanted to generate our 52 cards in a random manner. In the sense, total deck of cards I wanted to shuffle. So in order to shuffle that one, if I pick 52 cards out of 52 randomly, remember that my population size is also 52 and sample size is also 52, because I wanted to shuffle total cards, the 52 cards. So because of that, out of 52, I am asking the sample function to pick 52 randomly. So the entire cards are going to be shuffled or randomly picked. So this is the function we are going to use. So here we are saying that sample 1 colon 52. So we are giving the instruction to the R that you pick 52 values and the size is also 52. And we are saying that replace equal to true. So every time when I call this sample, I am going to use that same 52 cards, and I wanted to use all 52 cards for each and every game. And probability I kept that null, because each and every card should have the same probability. with the same probability it has to be picked. So in this manner, with the help of this sample function, I could able to generate the 52 random values. If I stop here and recap the things, what was our task? Our task was to create the 52 cards, a deck of cards, and we wanted to shuffle that 52 cards. So the 52 cards we have created with the help of a CSV file, and that is we have loaded into our environment, and that became a data frame. And from that 52 we wanted to generate randomly 52 cards. In the sense, we are going to change the order. To change the order, we are using the sample function which is available in our environment by this command. So if you observe, the sample function has generated a 52 random values. 52 random values are generated. So previously the deck of cards were in a serial order 1 to 52. Now when I use this sample function, it has generated 52 random values. If you observe, the values are in random: 48, 24, 9, 22, 22, 38. Of course the cards are repeated here. So 15, 47, 4, 45, the random jumbled order is there. And we are going to use this jumbled order to access the data. So what we have done is, we have stored that sample values. This is an important point. We have used this sample function, and this sample function, as in previous slide I have shown you, it has generated the 52 random values, and that 52 random values I have stored it into another variable called the random values. Now this variable random values contains 52 random values. Now we are going to use these as index values. This is a vector, and we are going to pass this vector as an index. So here what we are going to do is that this is cards data frame, and in row place I am passing these random values, and in column place I am leaving empty. So what we have passed the 52 random values in row place, and in column place we have left empty. It shows that we are asking the R2, you pick this 52 values according to that index values which are generated randomly, okay, and all columns. So it's going to generate an entire set of cards in a shuffled manner. So here what we have done, we have achieved one task, that is shuffling the cards. So 52 cards we have shuffled with the help of sample function. We have achieved one thing is called shuffling. The 52 deck of cards are shuffled. How? With the help of this sample function. If you observe the output, you can see this. So the values are jumbled manner, and it is given in this different way. First A, spades, 3, king, queen, 2, 5, jack, 7, king, 3. Like this it is with different suits again. First is spade suit, then diamonds, then clubs, then spades, then hearts, clubs. Like this is in a jumbled manner, the 52 chords. If you call the sample function again, and if you pass that new random values to the cards, this order is going to be varied. You are going to get a different order. We are done with this shuffling task. So if we quickly recap, first we have created a cards data frame by loading the CSV file. Then by using the sample function, we have generated 52 random values. And by passing this 52, we have shuffled the entire deck of cards. Now, we cannot repeat this task. Every time we have to use this sample function and we have to pass the values to cards deck or cards data frame. So instead of doing this one, if we put these things into a function, then it's going to be better. So here we will see that how we can put these things into a function. Here we are writing a function called the shuffle. So this is the syntax of the function. We are going to use the keyword function, and to this we are passing the data type or the data frame cards, the 52 cards. And the sample function we kept into this function, and the accessing we have kept. These two statements we kept it into a function shuffle. And when we execute this one, we are going to create a function called the shuffle. And every time when we call this shuffle function, this function is going to execute these two statements, and we are going to get every time shuffled deck of cards, shuffled values we are going to get. So this is how we are going to call the function. And now our third task was deal a card. Deal in the sense picking a card. Deal means picking a card. So we have created a 52 set of cards and we have shuffled those cards, and now we wanted to pick a card. So for this one, to pick one card, we are going to use the data frame deck and we are going to mention one in row please. Means first row I wanted to pick. So this thing I have kept it in function called the deal. So when I use this deal function, I can able to get the first record from that data frame. But of course, every time when I call this shuffle function, the order of 52 cards is going to be changed. And when I call this deal function, the first record is going to be returned. So it means that every time I am going to get a new card. This is what we have achieved. So we are using the shuffle function by passing the 52 cards data, that is a data frame, and we are storing it into another variable called the deck. And this deck we are passing it to the deal function, and this deal function is going to give us the first record, that is here the 10 clubs 10. So the card 10 it has returned. If we do it second time, then we are going to get a different card, that is a 9 and hearts card we have got. In previously we have got clubs 10 card, and after again shuffling we have got 9 hearts card. So the card has changed. So every time you wanted to pick one particular card, if you shuffle, you are going to get a new card. So in this session we have learned how to use the data frame and how to access the values with the help of an application. The application was, we have to create a 52 cards data set, and we have to shuffle this one shuffle these cards. Means we have to rearrange the cards and need to pick one card. And the condition is that whenever you pick one card, every time you should get a new card. Every time you should get a new card. For this one, what we have done, first we have created a CSV file, and in that CSV file we have kept that 52 cards information with 3 columns. One is suit, face and value. After that, to shuffle the cards we have used the sample function. Sample is a predefined function which returns us the sample values, the order changed values, random values. And we have learned that how to use this logical subsetting, that is how to access the values from data frame. Here what we have done, we said that this is the data frame and here we have passed the values, the random values. So with these random values, the values which are present in the data frame are going to be order changed, and this changed order we have kept it in the new variable, a new data frame. And we have learned how to create the functions. So we are going to use a syntax called the function, and this is we are going to store it into another variable. So this function is going to be stored into a variable, and ultimately we learn how to create this CSV file. By this way, we have learned that how to use the R objects to perform one application. We are going to learn more things in further sessions. Thank you for watching.